Alright, this is There's Only One Letter T, and I am bringing my first Pokemon X and Y narrative Wi-Fi battle, and I might make a few mistakes since I am a rookie at this. And the person I am facing is Genesis, and I don't really know who this person is, but yeah, because it was a passerby at first, but we became friends at some point, even though we don't associate whatsoever. But whatever. And you can see on his team, because it's a dude, I can even show you it's a dude, since some dudes like to beat chicks. But yeah, Genesis is using a Manectric, a Sceptile, Crawdon, Swampert, Muck, and Staraptor. And you can see on my side, I'm using a Venusaur, Gyarados, Garchomp, Gliscor, Jolteon, and Azumarill. And yeah, that's pretty much all to start this off. Let's get into the battle. Alright, so as you can see, I first send out my Azumarill, and he sends out his Manectric. Then I switch out because I know I'm not going to stay into it and he might go into electric type moves, so I switch into Jolteon to hopefully take a electric, whatever he's going to shoot at me. So, he goes into his Mega Manectric with the Intimidate, which doesn't matter to me because my Jolteon's special attack. And he goes for the Thunderbolt. I take it up with Bulbasaur. He switches out into Swampert, and I know since there's nothing my Jolteon can do, I am going to switch out into my Venusaur. And sorry again for the fact that I'm being slow with this. Even though I had this battle yesterday, kind of forgot some parts that happened. But he goes for the Waterfall, my Venusaur. I know it doesn't really won't do much to my Venusaur. I go for the Sleep Powder, of course. Wait, no, I go for the Sludge Bomb because I assumed he was going to switch into a Sceptile, but he didn't do that, so that was really kind of unfortunate for me. So then I go for the Sleep Powder, but then I miss, and I'm like, fuck. Then he goes for the Poison Jab. I'm like, oh yeah, that probably won't do much. And I'm like, damn, it kind of did a lot for a Poison type move on a Venusaur that's Poison type and whatnot. So then I go into my Gliscor. He goes for another Poison Jab, and I'm like, okay, I should be able to take this. And then his ability, Poison Touch, which I had no idea about, poison my Gliscor. I'm like, oh, that's fine anyway, give me a little poison heal. So that was very good for me. Then he wound up withdrawing the Muck and sending in his Sceptile, but I knew that was going to happen, so I went into my substitute. And in doing that, I got Poison Heal up and whatnot, and he goes for the Leaf Storm. And I've battled this guy before, so I know he's carrying the White Herb on that thing, so it really didn't matter. And he knocks out the sub, so I'm like, shit. Then he pretty much gained all the stats back. I go for the Toxic because I pretty much know there's nothing I could do to the Sceptile. Taking kind of long. Poison Heal. I go for the Protect so I can get at least some health up, or I wanted to see what he'd at least do. Then I pretty much afterwards, I switch out after I take this heal, last remaining heal, because I wanted to get all the way back up. I go back, I switch out into my Venusaur because I know I can take whatever he would throw at me. And he goes for the Energy Ball, which I really don't know why. But anyway, it really didn't matter to me because I knew at some point someone had to get taken down. So he takes more poison damage because of the poison damage, and he goes for the Hidden Power, which is Hidden Power Rock. So then I go for the Sludge Bomb, super effective obviously, takes out his Sceptile. I'm pretty much ahead now, 6-5. Then I get healed by the Black Sludge. And I'm sorry again, this is my first time ever doing this, and I need to figure out how to get lightened up to this, and it's my first time and all whatnot. You can all feel free to criticize, give me some hints and whatnot. So then I switch my Venusaur out into my Gliscor because I definitely know I can take whatever his Staraptor would dish out. And his Staraptor, I assumed, was like Choice Scarf, Choice Scarf or Choice Band, whichever. No, Choice Scarf definitely. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm being a noob right now. And then he switches into his Crawdon. I know what his Crawdon can do, so I go for the Protect, but it fails, of course, because I wanted to see what at least he'd do. And I know this Crawdon has Dragon Dance, so I hurry up, switch out, go back into my Azumarill, predicting that he would obviously go for the Dragon Dance. So he does just that, and I'm like, okay, this is fine. I can take a hit on Azumarill, and I know that. And then he goes for the knockoff. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just rambling now. I'm so tired. He knocks off my Citrus Berry, which is okay, but I go for the Play Rough instead of going for the Belly Drum. I didn't want to get too greedy, or else that fucked me up big time. And then his Crawdon has a Focus Sash, so couldn't take it out one shot. Then I go for the, we both go pretty much for the Aqua Jet. No, Aqua Jet to Aqua Jet. Shit like that, yeah. Woo. Then he goes into a Swampert. You see, I didn't go for the Aqua Jet, but I kind of should have went for that. Because it could have got a little damage off on him, even knowing that my Azumarill would have died anyway. So I go back into my Venusaur. You know, hopefully do something. I figured he'd switch anyway, because it means the obvious thing to do. So I use Sleep Powder since Sceptile isn't around, and I knew I was going to put something to sleep anyway. So he sends out his Muck, that falls asleep. I'm like, alright, nothing really that Venusaur can do that can really hurt this thing, so I switch out, and I go into my Garchomp. And I figure since it's obvious that, you know, ground types are super effective to, you know, poison, I figured he'd switch out. You know, it's only the more sensible thing to do because my Garchomp is Choice Scarf. But he didn't do that, so that was unfortunate. So I switch out, go back into Gliscor because I didn't want the chance of him waking up, hurting my Garchomp, poisoning him, whatever. And Gliscor again takes another Poison Jab, gets a little heal up, very nice, you know. Getting powered up, getting soothed up. He switches his Muck out, goes into Swampert, and I pretty much go for Earthquake, you know, get whatever damage I can get on something, even though there was a high chance that he could have switched into Staraptor if he wanted to. But, I switch my Gliscor out, go into Garchomp, and he goes for the Waterfall. Figure that, you know, since I have the Ruskin, get a little damage off now. Then I figured right here, when I went for the Outrage, you know, I'll take as many Pokemon as I want out now with the Choice Scarf and whatever, since I'm a Jolly Nature Garchomp. That didn't so much work because he lived with a smidge of health, and I'm like, shit. So Garchomp goes down, but the Ruskin works on his Swampert as well, so then the Swampert goes down, so it's a double down. So I'm like, okay, I kind of still need a Garchomp because, you know, Staraptor and whatever. So I go back into my Venusaur. He brings out his Manectric. I'm like, alright, I'm going to lose Venusaur anyway because, you know, it's only reasonable that, you know, some Manectrics carry the Hidden Power Ice. And I didn't really have a Mega Venusaur, obviously, so you could have went for that without worrying about the Stick Fat. So I go into Gliscor, and I predicted him to kind of switch out because, you know, ground type move and whatever. But then, you know, kind of looking back on it, there was no real reason for him to switch out because Hidden Power Ice, and then, you know, Gliscor's ground and flying, so it would do quadruple damage. So I go back into Jolteon. Don't know why I did this. I Shadow Ball, try to get as much damage as possible. And I pretty much let my Jolteon die out. No, I switch back out, go back into my Gliscor thinking I could take a Flamethrower. But, you know, yeah, Gliscor didn't really take that as well as I would have hoped. So I'm like, damn, struggles. I was ahead in this entire battle and I'm starting to lose control. He goes for Hidden Power Ice. I figure there's none at this point that I can do. So I switch back out again so I can, use another Protect to heal up Gliscor to get him up as much as possible as I can. He goes for the Hidden Power Ice. Take out my Jolteon, and I'm like, okay, I can still think of something, hopefully. Do something, save my life, win this battle. And Gliscor goes for Protect. Get a little heal, hoping that something good will come out of this. I get the heal, because I know I'm gonna Earthquake him later on through this. But, quadruple damage, Gliscor, critical hit, down, out, shit. So then I send out Gyarados, which I figured there's no point in trying to get a Dragon Dance off since quadruple damage to electric type move. So I go into Gyarados hoping I can take at least one electric type move from him, heading for the Earthquake. And, he goes for the Thunderbolt. I'm hoping, I live. And I do just that, I live. And I use Earthquake, taking out his Mega Manectric. Then he brings out his Staraptor. But then it just comes to a point where it's like, and yeah, so that was my first Wi-Fi battle. Feel free to criticize me on anything that you felt I could improve on, because I am a rookie at commentating and I probably made this as boring as fuck. But whatever. But now back to the reflection of this battle. I probably could have won this battle if I had probably switched into my Gyarados once my Venusaur had went down and went for the Earthquake, because he had Muck and Staraptor left, and I knew Gliscor and Jolteon would have hopefully been able to take those two out, depending on what damage my could take from the Staraptor being Choice Guard and whatever. So yeah, but Genesis is good. I'm not taking credit away. He's amazing. He's beat me 3 times in a row pretty much. And I just had to put this battle up. So this has been There Is Only One Letter T. And thank you for watching. Goodbye.